This chemical engineer charts a unique course to worship.
We give you all the glory, make room for the King.
Jordan G. Welch balances a scientific mind with a musical soul.
I took a sabbatical from my day job that I've been doing for 14 years anyway, and said, let's see what happens.
As we sing, holy, holy, holy.
See Jordan's journey from viral choir rehearsal to heart-opening singer.
Don't say it's just me and the Lord. You and the Lord, with Open the Eyes of My Heart, get more than 10 million video views and 11 million audio streams.
And I woke up to someone snagging a clip of it and posting it without me even knowing. And I get hundreds of notifications.
And we reminisce about her first run at gospel music's biggest night. It's all coming up in this Studio 5 one-on-one. Jordan G. Welch is a chemical engineer and now a Stellar Award-nominated singer and songwriter who found her voice and took a leap of faith.
So I guess we'll start at the beginning. So is it Pittsburgh, born and raised? When did you know you had a voice?
I was in the car, or the van. Minivans were a thing back then. And I'm just listening to a song and singing along with it. And my mom was like, Jordan, is that you? I said, yeah. And she said, you're really good. Now, mind you, at this point, I'm listening to her sing all over the place. So for her to say that was like, oh yay, okay. Like something's there. And I just kind of kept cultivating it. They started letting me in the choirs they were forcing me to, sit in rehearsals with. And I just kept it growing, and she kept affirming it. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you go to college and you study chemical engineering?
Yes. Total opposite.
So what happened?
I love math and science. And at that time, which I'm sure many of us who have some creative bent had heard, you want to go where the money is. So me loving math and science, I still wanted to have something that I can continue to engage with that, and music could always be on the side. My dad has a chemical engineering degree. Yes, and I just really wanted to be like him. So fortunately, it was good and fun. Otherwise, college would have been miserable.
Yikes. So it was like Case Western?
Yes,
Okay.
Case Western Reserve University.
All right. So was Dad pleased that you followed?
Absolutely. He's like, yes, now work here and try this. And yes, very proud.
But Mom probably saying, I'm going to get her back. She's coming. So what happened that made you say, okay, music is front and center?
I couldn't do that and work at the same time. They both had gotten to a point where there was more demand. And considering I have this eclectic creative background and this scientific background, I kept coming to a crossroads. Like literally, it seemed like every few years it was going to be, all right, which one do I choose? And now it's at the point where they're like, you really do have to choose one over the other. And so I took a sabbatical from my day job that I've been doing for 14 years anyway, and said, let's see what happens. Any other time it was just, okay, I'm going to keep doing this. I won't let music go. But now it's, okay, God has proven there is more to you than the degree, more to you than this very consistent, stable job. When will you actually trust him? And so I said, now. And here we are.
I love it. And hearing that story, that kind of speaks to the first single we heard, I think it was 2012, Obedience.
Yes. I can't believe how far we've come from that. Yes. How ironic, because that's the first song.
Yeah.
And now, when I think back over all of those years, it's not that I was being disobedient, but at what point was I willing to be 100% obedient into what he was calling me into, be it ministry, music, whatever have you. And so, yeah, it's going how it started.
Yeah, and it requires faith. I mean, you don't know what the next step was.
No, I do not. Like, I didn't anticipate this, right? When you do have a dual degree and dual career, you don't really know what's going to take shape and how. And now it's like, okay, the Lord he's disproving theories that man put in place, especially as an independent artist. I don't have a label. I don't have major backing. It's just me and the Lord and people who are willing to take my crazy ideas and run with them. So yeah, you don't know what he's going to do. We know in part, we prophesy in part, but man, does he have different things than we probably ever imagined, even if we got a glimpse of it.
I'll never be the same. Oh, I am new in you.
Jordan is on the road right now with the Worship Culture Tour. It takes place where audiences can get a deeper understanding of pure worship. Still to come, the Jordan song that went viral and helped millions.
I'm stunned. I'm like, what's happening? I see it, and I said, oh my Lord.
Welcome back to this Studio 5 one-on-one with recording artist Jordan G. Welch. She did a cover to Open the Eyes of My Heart. The song went viral, and the rest is her story.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart.
So when you say it's just me and the Lord, you and the Lord with Open the Eyes of My Heart get more than 10 million video views and 11 million audio streams. There are signed artists wishing they had those numbers.
Yes, I did not. Efrem, we put that video out to kind of help promote the live recording, but I had been putting videos out all the time before then. And I woke up to someone snagging a clip of it and posting it without me even knowing. And I get hundreds of notifications. Because, you know, after a while, Instagram just says 100, 100, 100. They don't even tell you what the actual number is. But I'm stunned. I'm like, what's happening? I see it, and I said, oh, my Lord. This is months after the video had already been posted. So when I tell you, I had no idea. No idea, even to the point that AI, someone tried to use AI to even regenerate it. It was just, I did not see it coming. I did not see it coming. I did not. I'm thankful, but I did not see that coming.
So what are your prayers when this is happening?
Lord, keep my mind and my heart on you, because I'm also starting to get the testimonies of what the song is doing. And it's so overwhelming that I fully understand we are not built to handle praise. We're not built to collect the accolades and the things that people say about us and what we do. It really is for God. And so when people are telling me that they were attempting to attempt suicide and they heard the song and they stopped, or they were having such a hard time with grief, or they completely walked away from the faith, or they're not in the faith at all, and they hear the song, and it is telling them that God has his eyes on them, what do you do with that except to point it back to God? So I say, Lord, thank you for letting me witness it. Don't let me keep it, because it's not mine, it's his. And that's my prayer, even in everything that comes after that. It's, okay, Lord, you're using this, you're using me. Thank you. Keep the glory.
So you do the One Live in Atlanta album. That also surpasses 11 million streams, more than 6 million YouTube views. Tell me, what was your thought in prepping for that project? What were you doing?
I have been leading worship for over 20 years. And in that space, I had noticed worship was typically partnered with something else. Worship and a sermon, worship and, some kind of activity. And what that would do is put worship in a box, a timed box, a style box, genre box even. And it hurt my heart when I really came to the premise of that thought, right? I'm sitting here thinking, okay, what do we want to do with this album? What do we want to do? And I thought about that, and I said, I don't want worship to compete with anything. I want it to just be worship, not worship band, just worship. And so I told the team, I told everybody who was behind the scenes, I said, listen, this is going to be a night of worship that happens to be recorded. I do not want this to be production driven where it is a live recording about worship. The only thing we need to be doing is making sure this room is filled with people who are hungry for God in a way that he will respond in a way that they'll never forget. And so all the songs that were written, my prayers leading up to it, all the preparation going into it was about it being a night of worship that happened to have cameras everywhere. And I even told the camera crew, don't be so in the way that they take their minds off of what God is doing and they start looking at you and thinking about what you're doing and what you're capturing. And the Lord answered every single one of those prayers favorably.
A lot of times you're a choir director in these massive crowds.
Yes.
So we have sort of these viral choir rehearsal moments. What brought that on?
So I was I was participating in the Glory Conference with Jackie Hill Perry. And back in 21, she was telling me how, in these conferences with Lifeway, they try to have some kind of break in there, jazzercise or something that breaks up what could be monotony between teaching music. Yeah. She said, how would you feel about, teaching the audience a song? Oh, say less. This is my dream come true. Say less. So since 2021, I have been blessed with the amazing challenge of turning strangers into a choir in 25 minutes or less. And I live for that. It's so cool because I have no idea who's in the room. I don't know who can sing and who can't. But the idea is that you bring participation and the invitation back to the group, not just those who sing. And it's a thrill. I'm surprised that it works until I learn the science of how it works. Then it's like, okay, cool, yeah, we can do this. We just need a group of people.
Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you.
You can find the song Open the Eyes of My Heart and the album Monday Morning Melodies wherever you get your music material. We're diving deeper into worship with Jordan G. Welch and her live recording experiences.
It was that rich and beautiful and unscripted, and that I cried immediately.
Stay connected with CBN News all day across our platforms.
Welcome back to our one-on-one conversation with Jordan G. Welch. She tells us how the making of One was met with a spiritual encounter.
And I have to say that it comes off the album. I was listening to it last Saturday on my hands and knees, cleaning my kitchen floor and crying. And every time someone comes in, they're like,
are you okay?
So my daughter's like, I think I better leave him alone. So inside, what do you recall most about that night?
There was a moment that I don't think anyone would believe unless I had the footage, where we are just in this space thinking about the gospel, thinking about what Christ had done for us. And I'm there at this point, it is me and the Lord. Like, I'm just singing to him that we give him glory. And the whole room starts to sing with me, unprompted, in harmony. And I didn't even know until I got the 2-track back. And I'm listening and I'm hearing 3-part harmony. I'm scurrying, telling production, you gotta find video clips of this. People will not believe me unless they see it and hear it at the same time. I don't think we found those clips. However, it was either the people or it was angels singing among us. It was that rich and beautiful and unscripted, and that I cried immediately. This is like day 6 after the recording, because you gotta go on vacation first. But that melted my heart so much because it said we're really in this together. I don't have to tell you what to do, which is the typical worship culture right now. The worship leader has to tell you where to go. And maybe you respond if you feel like it. I didn't have to do any of that. They were just right there with me, and that still to this moment, like, I don't want to go back and make up. So it's still making me emotional because that you don't get that often. Again, been doing this for over 20 years. You don't get that often. And when you do, we're capturing it in history. And now we can relive that every time we listen to this album.
In addition to Monday Morning Melodies, you can find her newest unplugged album called One wherever you listen to your music material. Still to come, Jordan G. Welch shares her first experience at the Stellar Awards.
When I happened to be in the hallway and she happens to be in the hallway, it was like, at first, am I allowed to approach? I prayed for this, excuse me.
Stay connected with CBN News all day across our platforms.
This year, Jordan G. Welch attended her first Stellar Awards and earned her very first nomination. She's now sharing that experience with us.
This is the album that brings you to the Stellars?
Yes, my first Stellars.
What was that like?
Very surreal, very shocking, right? Not being under any major label. You really don't know what's going to happen when you're an independent. You don't know what sticks and what doesn't. You don't know how, you don't even know longevity. So for it to do that within the first year of its existence, it was very surreal because I know God did this. There were no, leg ups or hand-me-downs or let me put this here so that you can become this. It was all the Lord. And it just, blew my mind to be in the room and know that I was just obedient to the Lord and he took it further.
Looking at some of the posts, I see you, I'm assuming, in prayer with Donnie McClurkin, CeCe Winans, and telling BB, you have to hear her.
Man, that was the one thing I wanted. I'm not going to lie. I have been praying, Lord, you got to make a way for me to meet CeCe Winans. Wow. Because when Open the Eyes of My Heart came out, people kept thinking it was her anyway. And it's like, no, it's me. It's me. But she has been such an incredible example of balance, right? She has amazing accolades and reach and everything, but she's still so royally grounded. And I was like, Lord, I gotta meet her. Somebody. And I have people who can help me meet her. Yeah. And they haven't, not to their, not to their shame or anything. But when I happen to be in the hallway and she happens to be in the hallway, it was like, at first, am I allowed to approach? I prayed for this, excuse me. I've been telling my friends it was 7 Mississippis.
And she knew who you were. You didn't have to introduce yourself.
I did, which made me cry even more. I was like, y'all, I had my Stellars already. It was this moment. She knew who I was. She told me she's praying for me. She's pushing for me. She's proud of me. And I'm like, what more is there to do, guys? We had the Stellars. It didn't even start yet. But we had the Stellars. That was the beginning of an answered prayer. Because it's like, who could orchestrate that? Not a single person. No. Who is, already in her circle that I know. Not a single person was there to orchestrate that. God did that. We just happened to be nearby. And she was by herself with her people, right? But none of my or our mutual people were there. It was, I saw her, she saw me. Let's embrace.
I love it. Tell me where you were when you got the word you were nominated for a Stellar Award, and what was the reaction?
Oh, this is hilarious. I was on the phone with my booking assistant because we were running into troubles with an engagement in Tampa. And something in me just said, don't fret, don't stress about it. And before I could even agree with that statement, I got a text message saying congratulations. And so I'm talking to her, name is Monica. I'm talking to her and I'm like, Monica, maybe we just need to, I was like, all the the things that have surprised me did not have very, like, polished moments, right? I see CeCe and I'm about to be in shambles.
Yes.
I get the word that I'm nominated and I'm screaming mid-conversation. Like, yeah, that's why I laughed. There was nothing poised about it, like, okay, guys, here we go, like a reveal video. It was mid-conversation scream. I got nominated!
Being around you is enough. I'll embrace your presence and I will be satisfied.
For more on the latest from Jordan G. Welch, be sure to check out her website, jordygmusic.com. Music helps us to bring you this show each and every week, and this week's soundtrack comes from Jordan G. Welch. Take a listen, and you'll hear why How Much More is what's playing in my ear this week.
If he dresses the lilies, say, how much more? If he watches every sparrow, how much more? How much more?
Well, we've got time for just one more thing in this one-on-one conversation. Let's give the final word to Jordan.
If you could go back in time and speak to young Jordan, that little girl singing in the car, if you will, what advice would you give her knowing the road you traveled thus far?
I would tell her, keep going, because everything that I garnered, even in the tech side, has made what I have and what I am now. I can't imagine having gone straight through music. I think I would have been disappointed very early on. But because I wasn't afraid to tap into the side that I love, which is math and science, that has helped shape what now I believe to be a strong process, a strong business, a strong outlook on how to do what God has called me to do, and to be patient in the meantime, right? I was going to work for Disney. That's how bad I wanted to get out. I was auditioning for everything. Even if you put me on the cruise, just get me out of here.
Jennifer Hudson did it so good.
Listen, but if I had jumped ship, I wouldn't know what it is to work with different cultures. I wouldn't know what it is to be in executive leadership of a Fortune 500. I wouldn't know what it is to learn people management, to learn patience even in high dollar, high value environments. I wouldn't know any of these things. I would just be so focused on being an artist, I'd even miss out on what it is to make some of the things of the music industry go round, because I'd be dependent on someone else. I've learned so much going the path that I have, and I would make sure she wouldn't change a thing about it.
And Jordan, that is a great final word for this edition of Studio 5. Until next time, make time to uplift someone around you, and then please come on back, see where Studio 5 takes you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.